Savagery. 2 days before Mother's Day, Georgia Anderson was hit with the most devastating news a parent could ever receive. The body of her 9-year-old daughter, Kelsey Fergon, was found stuffed in a barrel inside their home on Joblin, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The gruesome murder was committed 9 days into the annual celebration of Child's Month, when the nation gives great focus on children's rights, well-being, and protection. This year, the month has been observed under the theme Act Now, Stand Against Child Abuse and Exploitation. I'm numb. I don't have any emotions right now. I'm still in shock. I haven't processed anything yet. It's still fresh, Anderson told reporters in a phone conversation. Anderson, who residents said had left home for work hours before the murder, had packed her bags and left the community as she couldn't bear to stay in the house. The grief-stricken mother paused several times throughout the conversation, seemingly fighting back tears. She shared that her daughter was the kind of child everybody would want. Kelsey was a quiet child. She was doing well in school, and she was planning a Children's Day treat at the end of the month for her and her friends, the mother told reporters, adding that they already had some of the supplies. According to the police, Kelsey's partially nude body was discovered about 8 p.m. Friday, upside down in a barrel at her home. The body appeared to have been beaten. Detectives assigned to the Criminal Investigations Branch have named Giovanni Ellis, otherwise called Coleman, a person of interest in the case, and launched a manhunt for him. On Saturday, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Young, who is also the National Security Minister, described the child's murder as a horrific act of unspeakable violence. He vowed that the murder will not go unpunished and announced a $2 million reward for any information given by citizens which will aid the police in the early capture of the perpetrators. The full force of the law will be brought on the perpetrator or perpetrators of this evil, heinous, and cowardly act. I have directed the Commissioner of Police to utilize every available resources to bring those responsible to justice. The response must be swift, Chang noted. This tragedy demands more than just a capture of criminals. It compels all good citizens to confront the deep-seated issues within our society that allow such barbarity to occur, he announced. I therefore urge those responsible to turn themselves in. To the citizens, I say to you, do not harbor them. The police will leave no stone unturned to capture these criminals, Chang said, and extended condolence to the family. When reporters visited the community on Saturday morning, residents and close friends were seen standing outside the house where Kelsey's body was found. The atmosphere was a thick mixture of sadness and anger as they exchanged theories about the motives for the crime and how it could have been committed. One woman who identified herself as a close family friend was torn with grief. She marched around the house while preaching against the evil act and eventually broke down in tears when she got to what seemed to be the entrance to the house. Bang on the door and screamed at the top of her lungs, Kelsey, 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 her head falling against the door as tears streamed down her face. A relative of the 9-year-old who asked not to be named said that Kelsey's brother had come home and upon realizing that his sister was missing, began searching for her. The relative said she was in the neighbor's house when she heard screaming and went to investigate. I go to him and I asked what is the problem, and he said my sister dead. Who killed her? He was talking, but I could hardly hear because it seemed like he was in shock and the words hardly coming out of his mouth, she related. The relative said she went inside the house where she saw Kelsey's body stuffed in a barrel with blood running down her nose and eyes and her head swollen. Me still shocked and in a pain. I can't even eat. I have to be forcing myself to eat, she told reporters. She is a good girl. She no fuss with people. Kelsey is very quiet. She's always in a corner by herself. You have to go to her and talk to her and see if she's alright, the woman shared. Me really in a shock. I can't process it. I know I can't believe it, she added. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, condemned the murder, saying, this is noted with absolute horror and deep sorrow that it occurred in child's home, a space where she should have felt most safe. This deeply disturbing incident is a chilling reminder of some of the horrific dangers that some of our children face every day. It pains my heart to think that a young girl, full of potential and promise, could be taken from the world in such a cruel and inhumane way, said CPFSA Chief Executive Officer Laureate Adams Thomas. This was not just the loss of a child, this was the discretion of innocence, and it shakes us to our very core, she said, adding that upon learning of the incident, the CPFSA immediately dispatched a team of first responders. She said that while officers are still investigating the incident, they have since referred the mother and Kelsey's brother and two other siblings, ages 6 and 3, to the Ministry of Justice Victim Support Division for counseling, which will begin on Monday morning. Adams Thomas said the agency knows with particular anguish that this horrific crime unfolded during Child's Month, a time designated to raise awareness about the rights of children and to advocate for their protection. Councillor Teresa Turner Flynn, Jamaica Labour Party, Hampton Green Division in St. Catherine, stood with residents outside the victim's home as she extended condolence to the family. It is a sad situation, and the whole community is hurting. From the top of Joe Blaine to the bottom of Joe Blaine, the entire community is devastated, she noted. We're trying to console the rest of the family members because speaking to the mother is even afraid to come back on the premises. We send our sympathies and regards to her, and we bear her up in our prayers because it's a rough time, she noted. Opposition spokeswoman on gender, disabilities and inclusion, Denise Daly, issued a statement expressing sorrow and outrage. She said the incident is a heartbreaking reminder to protect children. May is Child Month, a time meant to celebrate the joy, innocence, and potential of our children. Instead, we're mourning another young life stolen. It cannot be business as usual, stated Daly. We must foster a culture where our children are nurtured, protected, and valued. That starts in our homes, schools, churches, and communities, she added. Daly further urged Jamaicans to be alert and break the culture of silence in relation to crime. We owe it to her, every child in this country, to ensure that their right to live, safety, and dignity is protected. Let this be the moment we say never again. Let's honor her life by making sure no child has to die like this, Daly noted. Meanwhile, enraged residents demand that the man named as person of interest in the case by the police, Giovanni Ellis, otherwise called Coolie Man, be caught and subject to jungle justice. She no trouble nobody, is a good little girl, one resident noted. A jungle justice will say, because him happy dead, another resident shouted. Another resident said that Kelsey was always jovial and considered the life of the party. He said that the community operated like a family village and Kelsey was always looked after by everyone in the area. When I saw her foot, no life or anything, I just walked out of the house because to see that good little girl just like that, me not even know what he say, he told reporters, his eyes slowly turning red. Head of the Crime Investigations Branch, Assistant Commissioner of the Police, ACP Wayne Joseph, said the police are leaving no stone unturned in their investigation. 132 teen mothers reintegrated into school. A total of 132 adolescent mothers were reintegrated into the formal school system during the 2023-2024 academic year, says the National Parenting Council Commission. Chief Executive Officer Kerr provided the statistics during the inaugural Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation's Employment Futures Parenting Symposium, held on Friday at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston. She said that some 152 pregnancies were recorded over the period. Co-represented Education Minister Dr. Dina Marsh-Dixon indicated that the girls either returned to institutions they attended before pregnancy or were enrolled in a new school. She noted that although many of the girls had originally earned a place in school, the response of no space availability has been used by some institutions to exclude them from post-pregnancy reintegration. The 1980 education regulations are the basis for ministerial discretion to facilitate the re-entry of girls to educational institutions. The ministry's national policy on the reintegration of school-age mothers established a framework for interagency collaboration to address the wider issues that limit their reintegration into the formal school system. Kerr underscored that reintegration in today's world means more than just getting back into the classroom. It must include embracing all the training and skills development opportunities available to enable you to function effectively as parents and as individuals, she told adolescent mothers in attendance. She reminded them that education is the gateway to empowerment as they must embrace opportunities. It is a key that unlocks not only opportunity but also dignity. Whether in the classroom, the home, or the community, education enables transformation. In addition, even as a mother is educated and empowered, she changes not only her life, but the lives of her children, her household, and ultimately her community, she pointed out. Kerr told the adolescent mothers that they are powerful reminders of the resilience, hope, and potential that exists within Jamaicans' youth. You are just part of a sisterhood of second chances, and that is a beautiful, powerful thing, she noted, commending the symposium focus on just their past, but more importantly, their future. Data from the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, 7 regions. Region 1, Kingston and St. Andrew, 63 of 68 adolescent mothers were reintegrated. Region 2, St. Thomas, Portland and St. Mary, 22 of 22 were integrated. Region 3, St. Anne and Trelawney, 5 of 5 were reintegrated. Region 4, St. James, Hanover and Westmoreland, 9 of 9 were reintegrated. Region 5, Manchester and St. Elizabeth, 8 of 23 were reintegrated. Region 6, St. Catherine, 10 of 10 were reintegrated. Region 7, Clarendon, 15 of 15 were reintegrated. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.